Okay, hey there, John. I'll watch your match against Michael.
Ninja watching the stream and also, man, he's also watching the stream and also here at the same time. The biggest supporter of the stream.
So we're going to be watching this from Leo's perspective.
Really solid king player too.
Although, I actually just watched this video a little bit right when I woke up to kind of get a feel for how the match went. And especially in the last game, you don't really give me too much to comment on in general. Because he just like opens a can of whoop ass on you hard. So I think where most of my help is going to be is maybe just sort of like a general strategy against Steve, and also like what it is that he's doing that you're not punishing appropriately, because there's quite a lot. He kind of recognizes that you maybe aren't ready for some moves in Steve's move list. He just starts spamming them. He does a very like solid tournament strategy against you, in which he plays normally for a bit, and he's putting in like high reward moves that can just win a round straight up if they land, that aren't that punishable. And he notices that you're not punishing those, and then he slowly graduates to like bigger, dumber hitboxes that are punishable on block but get him launches, because he starts to realize that you just aren't gonna punish anything. So when he realizes that, he gets really ruthless with it. Just really good tournament strategy. Like that. This is part of why like tournament veterans, they just don't lose to players who are maybe like 2 levels lower than them very often, because they have this strategy where they find out where your weakness is knowledge-wise, and then they just like ruthlessly exploit it.
Actually, in your opinion, who's the most stylish character?
Character?
Who's got the most style on?
I think people are gonna agree it's Lee.
Lee?
That's the general consensus. Right? General consensus.
I'm gonna pause it right here real quick. So like one thing that you should do against Steve in a matchup against Steve as any character is figure out like kind of what your advancing low is that high crushes. Because depending on what it is, that might be really useful in this matchup. Because Steve's zoning back one, such a terror. The move is a terror in the night, my guys. Back one is so good. So you really gotta have at least one way to get in underneath it to try and just like disincentivize him from spamming it, so that you could maybe possibly approach in other ways, you know. And with Leo, that's definitely gonna be quarter circle forward one. And I would say that that's probably something Michael's thinking about too in this matchup. It's just the threat of quarter circle forward one, and that shouldn't make you afraid to use it either way. You should still be like, okay, I'm gonna use this move. Obviously against Steve, because it's -2 on hit, you're not gonna want to be swinging too much, because he might just like do another back one, because he knows you can't do 2 of them in a row. But when it does land on counter hit, it fucking hurts, and it's really good against jab series. Like sorry, I'm hiccuping or something. It's really good against jab series, which Steve has a lot of, because obviously it's going to get you that counter hit. So if you start seeing stuff like Steve 1-2-1, maybe it's time to start using a quarter circle forward one. For sure.
Fucker isn't wearing gloves. He didn't tap his fucking hands. Did you see that shit? It's like a mile away.
A mile away.
Right. We're gonna go ahead and start with this match. Let's go.
Yeah.
Starting off
Block. So that low that you blocked, it's minus. Well, it's at least -11. So you could have wall standing forward 1+2'd it, and you did block low, so you were expecting something there, but you missed it, and that's understandable, because I mean, when I played Steve, I had a lot of people block that and then just get nothing. I'm not sure why that is. His tempo is really fast, I guess.
Very aggressive.
So I got hit by that. I know that you use that move a lot in this series, and he never ducks the last hit. And I think part of that is because he plays such a fast tempo with Steve that his brain is like 99% thinking about like how to pilot Steve. And he's not even really thinking about what you're doing. Like, was that a punish? I think that is -13. That is a real punish. So he's punishing your dash attack. That was weird. But you did get this hit, and then I noticed that you missed this pickup here, right? And that's because you just didn't hold down and go into full crouch. So when you did wall standing 3, you got standing 3. And you make that mistake several times. What is interesting there is that he hit that low poke, and then you got that at all. because if he had done pretty much anything, he would have hit you. I don't know why you got away with that.
I'm waiting to see some of them down back three, some of that evasion.
Nice. You hit it again and you missed it again. Unfortunate. You didn't duck. Nice punish. You're gonna wall carry. You're gonna get a wall splat, right? No, you didn't. And that wouldn't have worked anyway, because you're gonna be too close to the wall. So, right here, with this distance, your pickup was like well, it's the dashing 4-3, right? It's that launcher. That would have wall splat pretty cleanly. I think also Bach 1-2 would have been acceptable. That would have gotten you a really high wall splat, and I think it works. Nice. American reset.
My guy. All right. Got 1 round on Leo.
So I'd like to point out, like, I haven't seen a single quarter circle forward one yet.
I was like, I'm not seeing it because he's starting off every round very
You are walking the correct way. When you sidewalk against Steve, you want to go left.
aggressive. Look at this pressure right now.
And that's why, actually, like, if you had committed to that walk more, you would have avoided that back one, probably. But I think what happened is you walked and then jabbed real quick, kind of like as a series, instead of like as a reaction to something. And so that widened your hitbox at the wrong moment. You got clipped by back one.
With the miss on the float, it's good. Ooh, we got that pixel help. Ooh, got that tracking.
See, when you were spacing there, right here, this isn't where quarter circle forward one would have been a great way in. Especially because he was doing a jab series, which you could have expected. That would have gotten you that hit for sure. Ouch. So that's kind of interesting. What he did right there is really like a Steve's reading that you don't know jack. How far did I go back? Man. I fucked up, didn't I? My bad. Okay, so he's gonna beat you up. And then at the beginning of the next round, he's gonna do down forward 2 duck. And he's like hella minus there. Hella minus. Well, instead of like doing anything reasonable, he just immediately goes into peekaboo and feeds you down forward 2, expecting you to duck there. And I don't know if he made that read because he had done previously like duck forward 2, the high right hook, and he was expecting you to duck because of that. It's kind of a I don't know why he would expect you to duck there. But that's the only reason he might think of it. So right here, he hits this. So he is actually plus. So what he does makes a lot of sense, actually. He knows that you're going to be blocking. And then you didn't even see it, but he goes into peekaboo here for down forward 2. And this is minus 10. Really hard to get, though, because that's just over quick. And you do get it, which is nice. I don't know if you know that that's minus 10, but you did a great job punishing that. Light, I like that. Nice. Again, that same series. What is he waiting for after down 1 hits? I'm curious. He must be expecting you to not do shit, so he's like trying to do a time delay. But again, you missed down 1. Which is really unfortunate, because you probably could have gotten the wall. Now you're going for down 1s a lot. You're like, man, I want to hit this combo. Ouch. Damn. He was quick on that Sonic thing. Yeah. No quarter circle forward 1s yet. You didn't duck it. You do it like right away again, I think. Yeah, here it is. You do it again and he doesn't duck it. I haven't seen many lows from you at all in general. Man, that was a really fast reaction. Man, I went so far back. Sorry. Yeah, this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to watch this again. Back one, takes you to the wall. Like, you whiff a parry, and then he's immediately there with peekaboo forward 2 or down forward 2. You just sidewalked and just did it. He just threw it out like it was a Paul down forward 2 or something. It's pretty interesting. Like, this guy, Michael, is a really good Steve player, just mechanically speaking. Like, I know he faltered in top 8 against some of the strongest players in Colorado, which I don't blame him because they're pretty good. But watching his Steve play when he's like fighting in pools, you can tell that he's really experienced. And not only is his like dance transitions really fast, he makes good decisions on like whether certain things hit, and you can't even see his stances. That's how fast the transitions are. It's super smooth. Looks like a normal move coming out of standing.
He's kind of slacking on execution a little bit here. Maybe he's just trying to go for it. See the dick jab?
You're playing pretty good right now. All that was super solid. Okay, so that move that he just did there, he noticed that you didn't down forward to it, probably. But that Shoryuken, that comes out of peekaboo. So he actually did like peekaboo up forward too. That thing is minus 15 on block. So you could uppercut it, and it's something to work on. Like the moment you see that animation, you should uppercut.
Maybe it's a Steve specific.
But he probably knows, yeah. So now he's like, after that first game, he's like, oh, okay, like, I'm not going to get punished for much. So now he's playing the Steve that is launching on everything, which is a Steve that really shouldn't work. Like, the frames are such that it shouldn't work. Like, duck, forward two, I think that move is that he just did is, like, super high crushy, and it just gets him a whole combo. Like, he's probably going to get you to the wall or near to it. No, he didn't. He went for Oki. But yeah, he knows that he can launch with impunity. You're lucky he didn't get all the way to your back, because if he gets all the way to the back with 2-1, he can get a free Shoryuken. What happened there? So like, okay, so this is where I want to be. So right at the very end, you got hit by some stuff. Excuse me, I'm eating some oatmeal. You got hit by some stuff, and then you got hit by some stuff. Because you reacted to getting hit incorrectly. But I wonder if you could have blocked the first thing that he hit you with. Yeah, you should have launched that. Unfortunate.
That's catching them hands. He's giving them for free.
Nice, there we go.
All right.
Yeah, back on that 1-4 that you did, you noticed he sidewalked on that 1-4 a little ways back. I'm not gonna try and find it because I'll lose my spot, but he sidewalked after it on hit. Down forward 2 would have hit him. And I really like just testing the waters with down 4-2 after 1-4 hits. Even if I'm going to get punished, or I think I'm gonna, just to keep them honest, you know, so that 1-4 is actually real frame advantage that I can use. Because there's just nothing they can do about it. If they sidewalk or hit buttons, they're just getting launched. Nice, Corsica. Okay. So he started doing a string from peekaboo. It's the first time he pulled it out, so it makes sense that you got hit. But you should know about that move. It's if he does the double uppercut. Well, one thing to know is that whole sequence is mids. He's got another mid punch series that's high on the second hit. But most of those multiple punch strings from peekaboo are all mids. And this one in particular, which starts with down forward 1-1 from peekaboo, is minus 10 on the second hit, and it's always minus on the third and the fourth hits. So, and if you get hit by it, it's his turn, right? And yeah, you didn't swing. You just got tapped by the low poke, which makes sense. Should have known that he might have gone for it, but I mean, you probably did. You just chose not to. Ouch. Okay. Half his life. Good start. Yeah. Once you hit that one time against a good player, like Michael, you just don't do it again because they're just gonna be waiting for it like he did. And I know that you have this problem again when we play too. Like you'll hit one of those, and then you just like that's your low. But what's a better low is like if you could do something like if you could be okay. If you hit one of them, and the next time you're in be okay, you know that they're thinking about it, right? So you just let be okay end, and then crouch cancel, or dash forward, and then hit them with falling leaf. And the timing is going to be so different that they'll be free to that falling leaf. And then probably just chill on lows until you pick up like a mid-launch. But doing 2 in a row, that's why you got launched there. Because that move is slow, it's reactable. Missed your free hit there. Oh, good try. I like that you tried that, especially because it would have killed, right? If it... No, I'm pretty sure that would have killed, and if not, it would have been like, you would have had like a running shoulder, and... Yeah. He didn't launch that shit. Now he knows for sure. He knows for sure he can just throw out that huge mid hitbox that launches, and he's not gonna get punished. So like, you're gonna get blasted next round by it.
You were going for a crouch dash or something.
Maybe. That happens to me all the time with
Nice. Yeah, you're gonna go right to the wall. Ooh, good pickup. So this, I remember this one. So what should you do here? You got the whole like longest version of the tailspin. So what I've been telling you to do here is run up and then do barge palms, right? And like it's pretty critical that you do that, because let's see what you do here. So you do that, and it's like, oh, but Roy, I only lost like a little bit of damage, and like I was stressed, I needed to hit that, which is true. But you're probably gonna lose this match anyway. And this guy is so good that you have to play at your best, or even better than your best, right? So you might as well have done barge palms. And the reason for that is, like, look how far just the 2-hit series got him. A 3-hit series, it would have been closer to the wall. And I know after barge palms, after the version of the juggle that you did, like the 5-hit string, or I think maybe it's 6 or 5 hits. Barge palms pushes them so far away that running shoulder turns into, that power crush, and then you're super plus. So that would have made you super plus right at the wall and a little bit more damage. So like in this series, or in this situation, you can tell that the damage isn't that important, but the situation you would have had would have been super nice. Instead, like, yeah, you couldn't really do much, and he just zoned you out with that enormous hitbox he knows you can't block anyway. So now you're in huge trouble. You can get another launch here and do exactly the same thing again. Uh-oh. So that's what I'm talking about. See how he got that sidewalk into the 2-1 free up forward 2? That's just guaranteed. And because you were mashing, your character turned around, so he would have gotten like a full real combo too. If you don't turn around there, he has to do some string in your back, which is still pretty good for Steve because he's got like this weird Oki trap there, but I don't know. That's why you don't give Steve your back. That's why you don't let him sidewalk you, because it's so scary. So, in general, I think that you just didn't play the Steve matchup, like, okay, one thing I want to say that you did do, and it was, when you blocked a down forward 2, it seemed like most of the time that you would actually swing to stop him from attacking pretty appropriately, which was really good. But you didn't, try to abuse quarter circle forward 1 all that much. I think it hit once. So, those are some things to think about. Also, optimizing your combos, another thing to think about. You didn't give him any, like, string cancels. You also just didn't get your game going in general because, like, this guy beat you up. But, if you had gotten your stuff going, I would have liked to see, like, some string cancels, like, K&K mix-ups, and also, what's that move? K&K, like 1-2 maybe, if you had done the 1-2 into the BOK, so it stops the second hit. I find that really tricky. And also just BOK in general is good against Steve, right? Because you get so low that I think even some of his mids are going to miss you. So BOK 2 is probably a great move against Steve to just throw out. Because he can't punish it. It crushes probably most of his moveset, including like maybe even down forward 1, I don't know. And it's huge damage on hit. So it would have been nice to see some more of that move in particular, and quarter circle forward 1. Yeah. So that's what I would think about in the Steve matchup for sure. And like punish. If Steve's starting to throw out those launchers and shit, man, you gotta like start waiting for them and punishing them. Good luck.